Good morning. Good morning. I don't know how to make it go up, so we're going to go with like this. That works? Good. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Please make sure to silence your phones so you can be present with us today. I'm excited to have you hear about What My Sport Means to Me, presented by our SAC members behind me. SAC is the Student Athlete Advisory Council, and they meet to discuss topics within the athletic department and to give student athletes a voice in the athletic department to communicate with administration. We also hope to create some leadership opportunities for them. First, I want to introduce all the SAC members, so please stand to be recognized. From basketball, we have Syam Mohammed and Elias Ramirez. From cross country, Summer Cooper and Anthony Roberts. There. From soccer, Anita Tavares. Softball, Shay Van Scooter. From baseball, Morgan Baker. From tennis, Sude Adikin and Caleb Shank. From track and field, Maddie Axum and Eddie Garcia. And from volleyball, Sadie Brenneman and Pablo Sanchez. Thank you for all the good work that you do. The title of our convocation is What My Sport Means to Me. Over the many years our student athletes have competed in their sport, they have had many great times and some setbacks. They've chosen to give their time and effort to things that they can't get back to their sport, to chase their dreams in their respective sport. So what makes athletics so special to some people? For all, their sport carries a deeper meaning than just playing a game. I'm wearing this shirt today for a reason. For a little while I didn't want to wear it, and now I find myself wanting to wear it more often. This shirt was given to every team member after our teammate Ezra passed away this fall. It was a symbol from a collaboration between two generous families to give us a physical representation of unity at a very difficult time. Fall seems like a very long time ago, but it wasn't. You never get over losing a teammate during your season, but we got through each next day, mostly together. Running brought us together, and running is what kept us moving forward, one step at a time. And before we realized it, we were further than we knew. In the sport of running, no matter how fast or slow you are, you're always moving forward, one step at a time, sometimes as a group, and sometimes on your own. But you're always moving forward. With running, you're always ahead of where you were when you started, step by step, mile by mile, day by day, month by month, and year by year. I'm wearing this shirt because I often think of Ezra when I'm running and when our team is competing. It's a small symbol of our team moving forward, even if it's only a little bit at a time. I'm eager to have 4 of your peers share their stories this morning. Summer will share first, followed by Shay, Anthony, and Morgan. Please give them your attention while they're sharing. Summer?
Hi, I am Summer Cooper, and I'm a junior, and I run cross country and track here. Running has provided me with many opportunities. Some of the opportunities that I have been given since participating in sports here are to be part of SAC, which is the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I've also been a part of ASA with Morgan Baker, which is the Association of Student Athletes. These committees have given me the opportunity to have a voice and to be a part of what happens on our campus and in our conference. For me, my sport has developed me as a person and got me to where I am today. Personally, when I was growing up, I was in a house fire when I was younger in kindergarten. And after the house fire, we spent most of my childhood moving around from house to house. There was one point when I went to school just for one day, and then we moved after that. Because of that, I ended up having a learning disability that led to me having a lot of school issues. Because of this, I was really shy and I didn't talk to many other people. I was failing a majority of my classes, and there was a point where they had to almost hold me back because I wasn't progressing as everyone else. Once I started running, however, in around 7th grade, I started to open up to others and my grades improved like crazy, mostly because you need a C in order to be in sports in general. And I was able to focus better on my studies, and I had this motivation to do better, improve all aspects of my life. Since being in cross country and track, I was able to graduate high school and got the opportunity to go to college and do the sport I love. When I was in high school, I also didn't really have the support in my athletics from my mom, personally. She was really only supportive when I was getting first, or I was PRing, or if I was the best on the team. Once I started to have not so great seasons, which happened after my freshman year, my mom would constantly ask me why I was even running if I'm not gonna be the best. At one point, she yelled at me and said, "If you're not gonna be the best on the team, I'm not driving you to practice anymore." When I didn't place great, she would sometimes just wait in the car if I didn't get first. Because of this, I would keep trying to run faster, but I was doing it to make my mom proud. I wasn't doing it for myself. This made me almost want to quit running completely because I was terrified to disappoint others. Once I got to college, I was surrounded around people that really cared about me, and I really wanted to do my best. Even during my worst races, my teammates would give me the biggest hugs and tell me that they're proud of me. My coach, when I was having a really bad season, sophomore year, one time told me that he didn't really care how fast I was running at all, but he wants me to do the best because I deserved it. And realizing that I deserved to run fast, not just for others, really impacted me in my life. This made me enjoy running and want to do good for myself and not just for others. Before I started running in general, I was really a reserved introvert, which is kind of hard to believe, but I didn't really have a friend group to call my own. Since I started running, I have come out of my shell and made so many new friends. Being in sports has helped me enjoy life, live in the moment, as well as get some really funny stories. A funny story I like to talk about is when our team loves to go camping, but we don't camp in normal spots. We love to camp on our coach's front lawn, Rustin Ice, when it's his birthday. Last year, when we camped on his lawn, we actually had a run-in with a skunk, and both parties were not very happy to see each other. The skunk kind of came out of nowhere, but we ended up just hiding in our tents and waiting the night out to wish Rustin a happy birthday once he woke up. But of course, we didn't actually get to wish him a happy birthday until he woke us up, because he woke up at 6 a.m. like a crazy person to go for a run. My life as a runner has just really directed me down the path of perpetual self-betterment. It's got me out of my bubble completely. Since competing at Goshen College, I've been able to race other athletes around the U.S., which is really, really cool. I have been able to make so many friends from other teams. If you ever go to one of my races, you'll see me talking to the other teams at the start line, just laughing and joking. I've also been able to compete at nationals for indoor and outdoor track, where I get to compete against the best in NAIA, which is really cool. And I've traveled to cool locations such as Alabama and South Dakota for competitions as well. So when it comes to the question to what my sport means to me, it's more than just being the best and running for others. It's about finding myself, making new connections, and coming out of my bubble. Running has also opened so many doors for me. I feel very blessed to have such amazing coaches and people who've pushed me to do my best. I've learned to run for myself. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shay Van Scooter, and I am the representative for the Goshen College softball team. When I had first heard that we were doing a convo, my first thought was that I really didn't want to speak. And then I thought again, and I said, why not? I am the girl that wears a Minecraft backpack in broad daylight. And honestly, my sport has given me so much. It's giving me lifelong friends and family, opportunity, years of laughter and enjoyment. It also helps pay for college, which definitely doesn't hurt. But for this speech, I actually want to talk about a story that affected mine so heavily. It is about a little girl. Her name is Cassidy Dale Clark. She is 10 years old, and she is my little cousin. Going back to the beginning, I kind of lost myself in the recruiting process, and all the details of that won't be shared, but mainly I just didn't have the drive anymore. I had injury after injury, and surgery after surgery, and then after 6 years straight of physical therapy, I was pretty much maxed out. My senior year, I had said, you know what, I'm going to a community college, I'm gonna get my education, and I'm giving up on the sport that I once loved. This decision took a toll mostly on my identity. No, sports don't define you, but they are something that I identify with. I am an athlete. During my senior year, my little cousin, Cass, was diagnosed with leukemia. I'm not sure if anybody has noticed, I do wear a little orange ribbon and an orange bracelet at all times in support of her. It was really hard going from seeing her every day to not being able to at all. She went to all of my games, and now she wasn't there. She had always told me, though, I can't wait to watch you play on TV. And I had those dreams for myself as well. My mother used to tell me, play for those little girls who are watching you with their fingers in the fence. But those dreams slowly slipped away from me until one day I got an email from Goshen College. It was somewhere I had never heard of before, and then the next month I was signing. To give a little timeline, Cassidy was diagnosed in November, early November of my senior year, and I didn't sign until late December. Cassidy surprised me at my signing. She had to wear a mask and keep her distance, but she was able to hug me at the end. Well, we both had masks on and our faces were turned away from each other. And she turned and whispered in my ear, I can't wait to watch you play on TV. And those words in that moment meant so much more to me than they ever had before. As she battled in and out of the hospital receiving treatment, her questions to the doctor remained basically the same, which were, when can I play? Can I just throw? What if I just don't run, right? And when you're that young and you're going through something so big, you can't fully grasp the reality of it. So imagine having to tell a young child that they can't because their body is giving up on them. This was Cassidy's reality, but the saying, God gives his hardest battles to his strongest warriors, rings true, because Cassidy took that no and threw it away and said, watch me, right? She would go and push her little body until it would just quit on her, and you could see it in her eyes. She wanted to be there, she was giving it her all, but she just couldn't make it through. And yes, it was sad to watch, but also truly inspiring, right? I got to watch her play going into my freshman year that summer, and she would make it a couple innings, and then she would have to lay down, and she would come out and she would sit with me, and it was so upsetting to watch, and I wanted to watch her succeed. And I realized that she wanted to watch me as well. She was my little girl with her fingers through the fence holes. Last year, while I was playing and she was getting treatment, my Aunt Nick would put on our games for her to watch. And I honestly have learned so much from that little girl, and she is still so young. She is my inspiration, and that is what my sport means to me, that I'm not only making my little self proud, but I am making that little girl proud. Last little side note that I am so happy to announce that on Wednesday, February 23rd of this year, Cassidy had taken her last chemo pill. After years of struggle, there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Hello, I am Anthony Roberts, and I run cross country and track and field here. However, before running, I was a football player my freshman and sophomore year in high school. A lot of people wonder, why'd you make the change? Doesn't running seem harder, the training? I was like, I made the change because I was really just wanting to make a change for myself and give myself a better chance to run in college. Football was just tough for me, the hot summer practices and the tough conditioning, and I was just done with it. It took a lot out of me and a really big toll for me. So immediately after the football season, I quickly made the change to convert to running. I was very unsure what I was getting myself into. Like, seeing the long runs and 8 to 10 miles, I was like, oh, this is good. This is interesting. I'm in for a new show. However, I told myself I got to stay consistent and disciplined just all throughout the process. That's what it's all about, just the process when it comes to running for me. Little did I know, as I kept going, things started adding up. I ran better, kept on hitting PRs. Eventually I started winning races. I set school records at my high school. And then it led me here at Goshen College, and it provided me an opportunity to pursue an education in something that I'm very passionate about. And running has given me the opportunities to not only pursue an education, but make myself better as a man before I go into my adulthood. Ultimately, it shaped me and provided me with the right preparation for my future and when I become a man in society. I'm thankful for running, and I'm thankful for the team, wonderful team that I'm here to run with, and all the coaches that I have here that gave me the opportunity to run with, because like I said, I was really unsure of what I was getting myself into. There was actually even a question to myself that if I'm even going to be able to go to college, like, am I going to play a sport in college? Ever since when I was a kid, that's what I've been wanting to do. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to run for Goshen College. Thank you. And now I introduce to you Morgan Baker.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Baker, and I play baseball here. When I was deciding what to talk about today, it was really difficult. I was trying to answer the question what my sport means to me. I just had no clue. I had the unfortunate draw of the stick to go behind these people with phenomenal stories, and I just still had no idea what to talk about because I knew that they had pretty impactful and meaningful things to say. I know that I could have talked about how I've made amazing friends here at Goshen, specifically those guys over there. They mean a lot to me. And I could talk about how, as a baseball team, we need to be at least friendly with each other. We've already spent 80 hours on a bus this year. It's quite a bit, but I think I'd rather talk about what our coaches talk about every day. Resiliency. No matter what happens, whether it be the game or in life, we have to find a way to win anyways. And I'm absolutely not saying that I'm good at this in the slightest. I have made some pretty visceral reactions to calls that umpires make that it's not their fault. They're just another human. It's just, they don't care who wins the game, but I always think that they're plotting against me. That's definitely something I should get better at. Our assistant coach and Goshen College alum, Brad Stolzfus. Can you stand up, Brad? He is one of the best examples of having a winning attitude no matter what life throws at him. Every day he shows up, he's an addition to the culture we're trying to add to our program. He is always positive, always meaningful in what he does, and he cares about everyone on the field. And for example, his car just broke down. He has spent $600 to fix it, but all he was concerned about was that he still had wheels to drive. Baseball has instilled some values in me that I believe I was not in athletics, I probably wouldn't have. Baseball has allowed me to feel the same feeling when Jenner Rodimer hits a ball 890 feet over the left field fence for a grand slam. Makes me feel the exact same way that I felt last year when I hit that. Definitely not that far, but Jenner did. It allows me to feel success for other people, allows me to feel genuinely happy for others. Makes me feel happy when Rubio gets a hit, when Maloney gets up to bat and he's caring and he wants to win. It makes me feel happy. The second is resilience throughout my years here. We know that we haven't been the best, but we won't stop fighting to get there. We will always work hard, and that stands true. We will always do that. And lastly, baseball has taught me personally to never give up. In baseball, you get 27 outs, no matter what. Well, sometimes you get 21, but that's just because we play different lengths of games. Whether you're down one in the bottom of the ninth inning, you're in the last minute of the game, down to your last strike, last point of the set, wow. It's taught me to never quit and always keep fighting. Thank you.
I want to thank them again for sharing with us today. You don't have to clap for them, but it just takes a lot of courage to get up here and share a little bit of yourself in front of people that you know and some people you don't know. So I want to thank them and all the others that helped plan this. Please pray with me. Thank you for bringing us all together today. Thank you for all the stories told and untold here today. Thank you for the gifts that you have given each one of us. God, continue to walk with us and show us the way you want us to be. Amen.